Hello and welcome back to Gonzalez Gardens. Behind me you will see our beautiful Bougainvillea arch that is blooming nicely for us right now. And today I'm going to show you how I created this because I have another Bougainvillea and I'm going to turn it into an arch too. Okay, let's get started. Here's our new Bougainvillea. It's right at the end of our border, and this one you'll see is nice and established. It has nice and woody material. So we're trying to decide if we should start the heart arch, to have it to start climbing up on the left side of the arch, or if we should split it in the middle. It's looking like we might need to have it start on the left side and go all the way around the heart instead of splitting it in the middle, because of the fact that it's already nice and strong wood in there. Okay, so our tools for this project are some tin snips and some floral wire. This is going to be to attach the Bougainvillea vine to our arch that we're making. And to make the arch, we have some concrete wire. Not sure what size it is. 8 foot, 10 foot. It's either 8 to 10 foot wire that we're going to use to make the heart. So this would make one side, and the other, we have 2 of these, and then we have a half of one, so like a 4 or 5 foot piece, and that's going to go in the middle as a support. And then also to support it, we have 2 of these T-posts. And the T-post will go on either side so that the arch cannot move too much. Okay, let's get started making this thing. So right now I'm just detaching all of these ties from the Bougainvillea so that we can get started. And the main thing I'm looking for here is to see how established this really is, and to see if the branches are flexible or if they're already nice and hard. So far, this one looks a little bit flexible. The only one that I'm really concerned about is this one here in the middle. It looks like a tree already. It's like the thickness of a, I don't know. I was gonna say a dime, but it's not quite that thick. Okay, we're almost there. I don't think that one's connected. So let's see if we can, one more here. Okay. So let's see how we take this little trellis off. Trying to be very careful because Bougainvillea are beautiful, but they have these gigantic thorns. And if you're not careful, you get stuck pretty good. Okay, there we go. This arm is free. Let's get this one. Oh, is that one a big one? What do we got going on over there? This reminds me of when I was untangling the mandevilla, except for this one I have to be way more careful. Okay, it's starting to get loosened. What else do we got? So we got this one free. This one, that's a really big one. And this one. I think this one is popped through here. Okay, and then I should be able to bring this one right through. Ooh, we're almost free. Okay. All right. Yay, she's free. So let's see, can we split it up into two sides or will that be too hard? So it looks like it's kinda is growing in two sides. This one's all wiggly. So I think this one would allow us to point it that way. This one is going to go straight. It's not. Maybe. What do you think? You think we could do that? Okay. Let's see how far over does that go. I think it should be fine. Okay, so I think we're going to try to split it. That way it can grow evenly and it won't look off-centered by having it all on one side. Let's see if that will work. So yeah, it looks like this is actually two trees. So when I was pushing it like that, it was coming apart and it appears that it's two separate trees, kind of like our oleander were. Okay, so they easily slide into the ground. So each side we have slid into the ground, and I think we just connected it here in the middle. Something like that, and then twisted it. Basically, he intertwined them, and the extra piece of metal that was on each side, he just wound it around so that it would be on top of each other and not sticking out. And then we're going to use this piece, which is like a half a piece of these concrete thing. And we're going to put it right in the middle to help it keep its form of the heart. And he's just shaping it right now to get it into the V position so it looks like a heart. And then we have this one. Is this going to work? I don't know. Did it go down that low? Okay, so that's our shape. Now we're going to put the T-post. We're going to put one on each side, and that's going to keep it from moving too bad. We have our heart shape and our two T-posts. Now we get to the fun part of putting the bougainvillea on it. Okay, so since this piece is really thick, I'm going to get a really long piece of this wire. It's about a foot and a half, so that I can start bringing it this way. Usually I just use like a 2-inch or 3-inch piece to keep them on, but for this big guy, I'm going to try to pull it with this, so hopefully I don't poke myself. Basically, I'm just pulling it down to where I want it to be. And then I have a piece of wire here. Just this little thin floral wire. But in the past, it's worked really well at training up my other bougainvilleas. We'll have to say the other bougainvilleas were not nearly this thick because they actually started from new growth when we got a frost. So this will be the first time trying this. So hopefully this wire will be strong enough. I'm gonna wrap this side up a little bit more. Okay, looks like it's staying there though, so that's a good thing. Okay, it's the next day. Yesterday we got our heart shaped and we started to tie down our bougainvillea, but our light went away very fast last night. So we are here today and we're going to get the rest of this tied up so it starts forming into the shape of our heart like we want it to. So I just like to use 2 to 3 inches pieces of wire. That gives me plenty of wire to wrap around and keep it where I want it to be. The wire I'm using is just floral wire. I think it's actually meant for like fake flowers or plastic flowers, but it works really well for this. I do, once it gets established, I do try to come in and remove the wires because they do kind of get a little rusty if you leave them here, but it helps to keep them secure on there. And I get my floral wire from the Dollar Tree. So it's $1.25 now. But one of these little rolls lasted me a really long time. When I was tying up 3 of them when they had died, or I thought they died, but they started, I had to start from scratch. It took maybe 2 of these for the whole year to get it trained. All right, we're almost there. This one. That's this one. This one's facing the wrong way, so I'm just gonna clip this one off here so it's going the opposite way that I want it to go. What else do we got? And we got this little piece here. Here, so let's bring this one over here. And one more piece. There you go. I don't think that one really needs to be tied. That one looks like it's doing its job. And this one, that one's not quite ready to bend yet. All right, we got our first side all tied up. It's in its training position. Now I'm going to do the other side. And once I get this tied down, I'm probably going to come out here at least 2 to 3 times a week to keep it trained so that it's going in the direction we want. If not, it'll kind of grow the direction that it wants to, which can be any different direction really. Okay, let's move on over to our other side. So now we're going to take this one that's growing straight up. Going to grab it down here. There we go. That looks like that's going to be perfect. And as I'm tying them down, I'm trying to get them spread evenly. So I have one coming over here on the front side and I have one on the back. I'll probably put this other one towards the middle so that it'll cover the whole gap and there won't be just 2 lines of plants. You don't want to tie it too tight. You want to leave it pretty loose so that when it's growing, it doesn't discourage it from growing or anything like that. Okay, looking good, looking good. Okay, I'll put this one. There we go. I think it's kind of funny. This plant, I thought it was one big plant, but it's actually 2 different plants. The one that's tied over there is one plant, and then this one over here is another plant. But the thing I think is funny is this plant here that I'm working on has all of the flowers or the little bracts, and the other one has 1 flower. They're growing in the same soil and everything, but that's how it turned out. Well, we had this one casualty. I accidentally broke it while I was trying to trim it. While I was trying to tie it down, and I pulled it a little too far. The wooden ones here, they're not as flexible. When you get this new growth like this one, it's very flexible. You can bend it all the way backwards, but these ones are nice established growth. But there you have it. Here is the beginning of our arch, and hopefully by next year it'll be nice as full as the rest of our flowers. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I hope you stick around to see it fill in so you can see the full effect of our beautiful hearts. And we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.